Alright everyone, so today is a pretty special day. The FedEx guy was here, and with him he brought two things. One being this package right here from Newegg.com, and anyone who is a tech person knows having a package from Newegg is the best feeling, almost a little bit like Christmas when you come home. So I know what's in here, and I'm very excited. I've had things like this before, but not quite like this. I've used this manufacturer before, but again, not for this. So a little bit of suspense. I can't wait to open it. I can't wait to show you the official unboxing, as well as show you the video I just recorded about the other package that came, which I am also very excited about. So without further ado, we're gonna open this guy up, we're gonna see what it's all about, and we'll take it from there. All right, we are back. As you can see, Hope is checking out the box. I'm sure she really wants the box more than anything. I have the official unboxing knife in my hand, and we're gonna get right to it. So my other cat decided that she wanted into this better than I did, so she opened the other side already. But in this fantastic box, we have another box. But it's what is in the box that is going to be cool. So, I don't know if you can see it, but this is made by Asus, and this was purchased from Newegg on Cyber Monday, and this is the Republic of Gamers Strix, whatever, gaming notebook. So, why I bought this? Well, they had a crazy sale. Hold on, Hope, you gotta move out of here. Come here. And up and away. Anyway, Newegg had a great Cyber Monday or Cyber Week sale on this laptop, which came in at $1,200. And the reason why I bought this was because it has more power, 2 hard drives, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, 17-inch notebook to begin with, and a GTX 1060 inside. So this was very similar to the configuration of my Alienware, but the difference being this is under an inch thick and weighs only about 6 pounds. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of using this for editing instead of the MacBook, because the other day I was editing in 4K and it decided to drop frames and it wouldn't render. It took like 5 or 6 hours to render and then obviously longer to upload, and that really bugged me. So when things bug me, I try to correct the problem. This is how I saw fit doing so. So a little bit, let's see if we got any information on here. This is the GL703V. And if you look down here, it's black, 17.3 full HD, so it's 1080 display. It has the Intel i7 7700 HQ, 1 terabyte solid state plus a 256 boot drive. It has 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. As I had mentioned before, there is plenty of I/O on this here guy, as well as good old Windows 10. So, let's open it up. So the reason I got this again was because it was thin. Now, I looked at Razer, because again, I had mentioned Razer in the past. I've wanted a Razer computer, but their notebook that I was looking at was called the Blade. Was not the Blade Pro. It was actually called the New Blade, and with that, it was a lot more money for not a lot of extra stuff. It had the same kind of configuration as far as the hard drives. It had, I believe, the same graphics card, was the 1060 for the full HD display, not the 4K. Because I do have the Blade Pro, which has a 4K display and a 1080, but that's like $4,000, and we're not looking to spend more, we're looking to save here. And the other laptop that I was looking at instead of this was actually an MSI, and I have no idea what the model name was because they have just some crazy model names, but basically it was similar in the sense that it was thin, light. They did have a very thin, which I would say competed with the Razer laptops, but that was again up to around $2,000, which I'm looking to go cost effective compared to the MacBook Pro. So let's get this. Comes in a nice little box. You see as you open it, it has this little, like, I don't know, cardboard piece adhered so the whole lid doesn't open all the way. This kind of drops down like that. That's kind of cool. Nice presentation. The Alienware laptop I had a pretty nice presentation. This comes in a bag. So actually, without opening, I'm gonna set this to the side for a quick second. See what we got else in here. So, a whole big box for just the power cord adapter. Alrighty, works for me. Hopefully I'm not missing any parts and pieces. We got nothing in there. And there is the power brick. So, of course, with gaming computers, you have quite the amount of power you need. This is it's not huge. It's definitely bigger than the Apple, and it's definitely smaller than Alienware. It's all right. You have one of the DC jacks like normal. This is pretty standard for a PC. There is some laptops out there that have a special connector. Lenovo being one of the laptops I used to have that had a special connector different than DC. Granted, they all are special. They are all for their own individual computers. Again, you can't usually interchange things like that. But, so there it is. There's the power adapter. This is the box. I'm gonna set this to the side real quick to show everybody what is going on with the laptop. Anyway, Nala wanted the bag, and Hope is playing with the Christmas tree. So if you hear some jingle jangle, that's definitely what's going on. So, look at this. It's a nice brushed aluminum or brushed metal look to it. You have the Republic of Gamers logo, which I assume does not light up. Maybe it does. I don't know. It's shiny. This is pretty thin compared to the Alienware, which had a very large exhaust, I would say heat sink and things like that on the back for the fans. Not bad. Not too heavy. On the side, you got decent I/O. You have a Kingston laptop lock, which you don't see much anymore. You have two USB 3.0s and one USB-C hanging out right there, as well as a full SD card slot, which you don't normally have anymore. On the bottom, we got some good ventilation. What looks to be like let me put this over here so I don't scratch nothing. What looks to be like an easy access panel. Now, I was reading about this a little bit, saying how it is. You pull up this little tab, it looks like one screw, and you're into this panel, which from what I was reading, is you can do quick upgrades on this laptop. This was the panel I was talking about. Sorry, it wasn't in the frame. This panel, you can actually take this little rubbery piece off, and with one screw, open it up. And this is where you can upgrade your hard drive, I believe your RAM, because this has one stick of 16 gig. You can upgrade obviously to 32, and other hard drive configurations. They're all right underneath here, which makes it nice because in the past, sometimes it's hard getting the whole bottom off, and especially dicking around with some of these screws and how they configure things now. It's nice having this little panel. Allows you for complete customizability compared to this old guy right here, the MacBook Pro, which you're stuck with what you got. Granted, you can't change processor, graphics card, things like that nature, but you can upgrade storage, which again, you can't do in the Apple world. On the other side, we got, again, a plethora of I/O. We have the charging port, Ethernet, mini display port, HDMI, and again, two more USB 3.0s and a headphone jack, which, are a dying breed now. So let's open her up, see what we got. So, not a bad hinge. Gotta kind of hold it down. Might be a two-hander. Move this to the side. And here we go. So, pretty standard for a laptop. The hinge is pretty good. Pretty stiff right now. Got your webcam up in there and so on. Chiclet keyboard, again, which is pretty standard for a thinner laptop like this. So we'll fire her up. Let's hope there is some juice. If not, we'll have to plug it in. Looks like it's dead. All right, give me a second. All right, we are back. As you can see, we got the RGB going on in the keyboard. It is not anything gaming without a buttload of RGB nowadays. Fires up to Republic of Gamers. This will take a hot second because this is the first boot up. Looking at the back, the logo does light up. I don't know if you can see it. Definitely can't see it right now, but it's red in there. Anyway, if you're gonna talk about specs and benchmarks and FPS and games, things like that, I'm truly not gonna get into it. Honestly, there is a lot of other information out there that's gonna tell you what it's gonna run. This is a GTX 1060 running at a 1080p display. It's gonna run pretty much everything at high ultra settings. You know, unless you get into some serious AAA games coming up in the near future that, you know, will it run Crysis? I don't know. It's gonna run everything very well. This isn't a 4K display. It's gonna work very well. So that's kind of the bottom line there. Really, my whole reason for purchase is this laptop was $2,200. This was $1,200. Can they compete? So we're gonna find that out. I do want to show you the little bit of the size comparison in a second, so I will get to that. First, give me 5 minutes, talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna input my information, get to the home screen, and be right back. Next thing I'm gonna talk about real quick is there is a little bit of flex in this top case. Not that that's a bad thing, happens on a lot of laptops, but you know, something to just take notice of. You can push down, you can kind of see the keys move a little bit. You know, not a huge worry. It's literally not going to bother me at all when I'm actually using it. Arrow keys are kind of squished down in here. Not a real problem. Again, just something I'm noticing. It's nice you have all your function keys up on the top. Unlike the MacBook that has now gotten rid of them in terms for the touch bar. You also have dedicated up here volume up and down, a mic on and off, as well as a, looks like Republic of Gaming Center button. And there it is. So this is kind of information, This is all your information you're gonna need about your laptop. So you have your hard drive usage, you have your RAM usage, you got what frequency and temperature your CPU's at, including all 4 cores. Also tells you the frequency and temperature of your GPU. So there's that. You can set up different fan profiles. You have your fan overboost. I'm assuming what that does is kicks up your fans more versus having them more, I guess, on a silent type sort of profile thing. I clicked on the color profile. There it is. Asus Aurora. They have this on a lot of their products, including their motherboards, to sync with other products, like your graphics card if that has lights. Things like that. You can do multicolor, you can breathe. You know, this is getting to be much more standard stuff as far as gaming laptops are concerned. Because, again, everything gaming has to have lights on it. It's fine. I like lights. Lights are cool. But it's just something that's, again, kind of laughable at this point in the game because it's not gaming unless there's lights. Your mouse, your cases, your fans, your everything's got lights. Regardless, you have color profiles. So FPS, cinema, sRGB. You know, you can tune that to your liking. You have your GPU performance limiter. I don't know what that does quite yet. XSplit Gamecaster, Sonic Radar. Sonic Radar is an Asus program where when you're playing a game, it has a little legit radar circle that comes up and shows you where the sound is coming from. It's supposed to help you with a more immersive experience as well as telling you where noises are, maybe upping your game for a PUBG or Counter-Strike. Again, something they do. Again, you have all your buttons up here. It looks like you also, if you can hit FN and this, it has your overboost fan. It also has, you know, normal trackpad, brightness, key brightness, sleep, airplane mode, and a variety of other things. So, first impressions, it's pretty nice. I'll say one thing, I do wish the power cord was longer because it's almost stretched out to my wall outlet, which is only maybe 3-4 feet away. But neither here nor there. Get an extension cord, whatever. Size comparison. So this is the big deal. So obviously, screen size is no comparison. This is a 17.3 inch screen. This is 15. obviously going to be bigger. I will show you a side profile. Let me unplug it. So a side profile view of these two computers. It's not a big deal. You know, this is definitely thicker, without a doubt, but it's not awfully thick. When I had my Alienware sitting here, it looked like a dwarf in comparison the MacBook did. This, if I held this side by side and then raise them up together, you're looking at not quite, it's less than double. You're looking at maybe a 1/4 of an inch difference as far as side is concerned. So that's pretty nice. You know, this is definitely not bad as far as heft and weight. To be honest, you can't really tell the two difference in weight because I only think they're like a pound or so apart. Now, I will say Apple always has a very premium build when it comes to laptops. Again, this has a plastic bottom, which is better for heat transfer compared to aluminum, which absorbs heat and keeps things hotter longer. So obviously you have plastic for reasons. It's not all unibody. Apple, no matter what, is going to win for build quality, hands down, just because they've been doing it and doing it good for so long. But this is a very stylish laptop. You know, I wouldn't be concerned if I was a business professional or doing design or whatever, and bringing this out in a board meeting or conference or working with a client, because it's not so ostentatious that you're going to be blinding the person next to you as you open up your laptop, or have a alien head or lights coming down this like the old Alienware is used to, where it's in your face. This isn't for business professionals. I'd say this isn't bad. If you're doing a creative career, this might work pretty well for you. It's got good power, it's got a great processor, it's got plenty of RAM, which you can upgrade. It's got plenty of storage, which you can upgrade. And I really don't foresee a problem. I'm gonna run Premiere Pro on this, see how quick it opens. Takes like 45 seconds to a minute on here on my desktop, which has 32 gigs of RAM, has the Intel 7800 overclocked desktop processor. You know, that obviously water cooled, custom water cooling. That thing just knocks it out of the park, opens it up in like 4 seconds. So we're gonna do that. I'll make some comments. I'll probably come back and do a short follow-up video on this as far as what I've seen in gaming, what I've seen with editing, and all around just like maybe a week later sort of deal. So this is my not so quick unboxing of this Asus Republic of Gamers laptop, which I have now found out is only on Newegg, or yeah, it's only a Newegg version, and it is the GL703V. So if anyone cares to want one, I believe the price did go back up today, but again, it's still pretty affordable, around $1,500, $1,600 for this. Is a pretty good value. Much better value at $1,200. So yeah, that's my video. I'm gonna get to work on this. I got some games to play, and I'll get back to you. So this was Jared from TechWorks. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for all the videos. I'm got a bunch more up there now. I got stuff for Android. I got some computer things. I got some Mac stuff and some iPhone stuff. Be on the lookout. It may be up by the time you're watching this. It may not be. I'm not sure. On my OnePlus 5T review, which should be pretty cool. That was a very cool phone. I can't wait to see it again in person. And we'll see you then.